Hello, my beautiful friends. I am back and I'm so happy to be here with you. I just want to give you some quick reminders. One, this weekend, Saturday, May 26th, I will be in Brooklyn and I have 2 appointments left, okay? Everything else has been booked. I have 2 appointments left. Link below if you want to book those for an in-person reading with me. Also, I am dubbing the month of June the Great Divide. A lot of you will see me talk about that in your readings. Not every sign, but most signs. Those of us that are energetically sensitive have been feeling this for some time, okay? I cannot even begin to stress the importance of decision making here in Gemini season. And it's interesting because Gemini is about variety and experiencing a lot. So as you start to experience the variety of energies around you, people, social circles, options, right? It's important that by the time the sun moves into Cancer, you have chosen which side of the fence you land on and who will be standing there with you, okay? Because if we wait for the universe, for spirit to remove people from our lives, we are behind the ball. Okay, I'm gonna let you know that. So spiritual discipline and spiritual maintenance is more important this month than ever. I can't even begin to stress that, okay? Also, June 1st to the 4th, I am running a flash sale and it's gonna be exclusively posted on my Twitter and my Instagram @_spiritual siren. So you want to follow me over there if you want to be involved, okay? If you want to get hip to the sale and be able to get in on it. And lastly, as always, all my services are on my site. As some of you have seen, I put out the mid-month readings as snippets, or you can join Siren Gang where you get $3 off all my services all the time and access to my weekly blog on top of getting access to every single mid-month reading. And yeah, I also have like some kits now on the site where you get a reading and then you get a kit in the mail to cleanse your own energy and to plant stuff in the ground, to do a ritual and to bring manifestation about. So, and also I've had a lot of clients lately asking me how many readings they should get a year, which I suggest no more than 4, and what they should do in between if they need support. So I have something called Siren Support, which is an email service, $25, $26. And we email back and forth whatever your issue is. And also I have one called Intuitive Counseling where we talk on Skype. And I do pull your chart, but it's not an astrology reading per se. So go over to my site. I have a bunch of new services and I'm here in service as always. And I appreciate growing with you all. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you know that I cook a lot too. And I've said it before, but I'm looking for the way. Spirit is going to answer my prayer soon about how to integrate that and bring more food to you guys in a real way. So I love you all, and here's your reading. All right. So I'm not going to address these completely. This big pile over here that y'all just flipped over. Because, okay, 2 of Wands, Queen of Wands, the Moon, 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. Basically, some of y'all may have been dating more than one person, and they're going to find out, okay? Or you're going to find out somebody was dating more than one person on you, and that's all I'm going to say about that, okay? Regardless, I feel like there's going to be a lot of communication being had, and potentially some harsh words, either on your behalf or someone else's, or you may be getting found out or finding things out. Because first out the deck, we had the 2 of Pentacles, dropping stuff. Jeez, Aquarius. If you're juggling a lot, like, okay, we have the 2 of Pentacles here too. If you're juggling a lot, like, you may fumble this month, okay? And I don't even mean juggling like in an inappropriate way. I just mean juggling in general. If you have 2 jobs, if you have 2 jobs, family, dating, you know, like, I just think that it's going to start to become too much for you because you're going to be go, 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 go. And if there's anything deceitful that you're doing, not even deceitful, let me say it like this. If there's anything that you're lying about, if there's anything that you're keeping a secret about, and it doesn't even have to be like a bad secret. It's not even like, because sometimes people, you know, choose to just omit the truth or omit parts of the story because they think that maybe, you know, the other person won't be able to handle it or whatever, even if it's not like breaking any promises. I think it's going to get increasingly challenging this month to keep those secrets. Okay? And it's almost because like you need to finally like let somebody like closer to you. Like I feel like there had been somebody, I don't know if they're still here, but there's been somebody that's been trying to get closer to you or share a more intimate part of you. But you're kind of like, every time that happens, you're like, no, let me keep a part of myself, you know, hidden, because I want control over my whole world, or I want to decide when this goes to the next level, and you choose to keep some sort of mystery, okay, on your own behalf. Over here, we have the Ace of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune. So you do have an opportunity to start a new cycle, but I think for some of you, you may repeat a cycle. It's an opportunity to repeat a cycle. For others of you, it's an opportunity to break out, okay? So really decide this month if you want to keep battling the same, you know, having those same arguments, having those same battles, if you want to keep competing for other people's attention, or if you want people competing for your attention. Do you want a full plate? You know what I mean? And do you feel like you need to compete for jobs? Do you feel like you need to compete for your independence? This can also be an energy of someone that just wants to be single. So you maybe want to have a lot of suitors, or, you know, and date a lot of people, which is fine. But you got to make sure everyone that you're involved with knows that, okay? Because if you've told somebody that you're in an exclusive relationship and you're not, that's not going to help anybody, okay? Because they may be expecting it to be like this, okay? And obviously this can all be vice versa. This is a general reading. All right, Aquarius. So first I need to say, this song was coming up in my head when I first started to do your spread. And I forgot to announce it. So it's an old song from Mariah Carey, from the Emancipation of Mimi. It's like, I just keep running around in circles over you, okay? Now, for some of you Aquarians, that may be your energy. For others, it may be the person that you're seeing, or there's people in your life that feel like they are running around in circles trying to keep up with you, or to get in touch with you, or to get time with you, okay? Or that you're running them around in circles, okay? Now, your overall energy is the Seven of Wands. So I do feel that to an extent, people are coming for your neck. People are coming for your neck this month, Aquarius. I feel there are some people that want answers. Some people want time. Some people just want you, like want your attention, want your ear, you know, have a lot to say, okay? And you're like, back the hell up. I don't answer to nobody. But you may not be saying that. You know what I'm saying? You may be doing this through, you know, there's all different ways that we can ward people off, right? So you may be taking a more detached approach of ways of warding people off by maybe telling them things that they don't want to hear, even if they're not entirely true. Or, you know, again, people could be, I do feel you're the one that is having a lot of people come for you, but I don't think everyone is getting an honest answer. And again, I don't think that they're like deceitful lies. I don't see that energy here, but just more of like, you're saying whatever it takes to get people to leave you alone. Because I do feel there's some sort of decision that you want space to decide on. But if this is a dating thing, let's say you've been single and you've been playing the field, right? Fine. If there's multiple men or women that you have been seeing, and there's one that you kind of know you like a little bit more than the others, but you're afraid to pull the trigger, because what if you chose wrong or whatever? By the time you decide and tell that person that was like number one kind of all along that they're number one, it might be too late. Okay, I need to let you know that. And this can be vice versa too. For those of you that you're not the one seeing a bunch of people, you are one of several from someone else. By the end of the month, by the time they come and say, oh, I chose you, you might be like, yo, I'm over it. Like, I'm just done. Like, I'm all set. Now, this is like work related. This doesn't really feel work related. We have a lot of cups cards here. Then we have like this like argumentative energy. So I feel this is more so about actually letting love into your being on a most expansive level. Like just allowing you to feel your own emotions and allowing you to bring your emotions into the decision making that you do, and realize that there is power in that. But obviously it's uncomfortable. And I just don't think that, I think being the fixed sign that you are, I think when people are kind of pressing you for an answer, like, okay, how do you feel? Like, all right, make it clear. Like, make it clear to me verbally. Make it clear to me physically. Show me, tell me something. You're like back up, back up, back up. Okay, and this can be an internal struggle as well, where like people aren't really asking you those things. They're kind of just insinuating it, and you're just doing a dance, like, to not have to totally have that conversation. What you're being asked to release this month, we have Justice with the Rune Journey. And we have the Queen of Swords. So I do feel that you've hit your max, if you will, on how long you can be a detached observer of your own life. And especially when it comes to emotional matters. Even if you're in a relationship or you're not in a relationship, that's kind of doesn't matter. It's just like, it's like you've tried to play fair and you've tried to be a very detached, only say what's absolutely necessary type of party. Okay? In your life in general, right? Journey is your overall life path. There's also this feeling of like some other outside power has been like leading the way. This is also a feeling of like you've just been letting life like unfold. Like, oh, I'm just gonna let things unfold. And unless it has to do with just you, you don't really put a lot of active effort into making something happen. Because justice is about, karma and fairness, right? And things being determined whether they're right or wrong. And with the Queen of Swords here, which is your energy, right? She's all about making clear judgments and also being a clear communicator. But she doesn't really consider how she feels at all. She just lays out the facts. And sometimes she doesn't say everything. She says just what she has to. So there's also a feeling of like political correctness. Like maybe you haven't said how you felt because you want to be seen as politically correct and you don't really want to get in arguments with people, or you don't really want to like say everything. But I assure you, like, it's better to have the argument up front than like delayed. You know what I mean? Because especially when if you're dealing with other signs that are not air signs, especially, everyone else emotes differently and communicates differently. So it's not about being fair, and it's not about what's right to you. Other people, anything involving other people, they're going to feel differently and deal with things differently than you. So there's this, don't worry so much about what's right and what's wrong. And there's just a need for you to speak from your heart, not from like this safe place. Okay, that's the only way I know how to call it. It's like a safe place. Okay? I feel like that's the best way to describe it. Because it's like, I'm up here, I'm on my throne, like I have my logic. Like I never said that. I didn't say those exact words. Even if I made you feel that, I didn't say that. It's that kind of thing, okay? And just not letting the universe handle everything and you having more of a say and a more direct approach to your life in general, but definitely dealings with other people, okay? The door that's now open for you that was once closed, we have the Knight of Cups with the High Priestess. And on the High Priestess, we have success. So I feel up until now, to an extent, mostly by choice, how to successfully court someone, or how to be successful in a relationship and like keep that love flowing over time, not just doing like the courting or the romantic stuff or being emotional up front and then like allowing it to die, to an extent has eluded you. Okay? Because it's like, again, we all have our own unique personality, and that's great. But anything involving other people, we do have to compromise to an extent. And there's things that we won't compromise on. There's things that we will compromise on. So The High Priestess here is obviously a deep intuitive knowing, right? And our ability to receive information from the great beyond. But it's a very passive energy as well. She doesn't really do anything with this information. She's just extremely powerful. Okay? This can also be that you want to, if you're this woman, I feel that you're learning how to successfully tap into that energy and use it and move through your life with it. For the gentleman watching this, I feel like there's a woman in your life that embodies this energy, and you're wanting to either open up to her or, you know, to go on this. Again, this Knight of Cups energy is a very nice, slow-moving, romantic energy. But the thing about, you know, the Knight of Cups moves slowly and so does the Knight of Pentacles. But the difference is the Knight of Cups is very emotionally present. Okay? He's going to take his time, but he's also a sweet talker. Okay? He's a sweet talker. He enjoys romance and all that kind of stuff. And you may have kind of just let that slip out of your life. Because it seems like it's too much work. Or maybe you're going about it in a way that people don't really see, right? Maybe it's like you're telling your coworkers like, oh, I'm dating this amazing girl or whatever, but you don't tell that girl that she is so amazing, or woman. You know what I'm saying? But now this is creative energy. It's really important. The key to success and to getting things moving, getting the ball rolling in your life, again, is to not make things so logical and to not make things so clinical, okay? And to really tap into what you love and allowing that love to fuel your life and allowing that to be the key to success, okay? Because there's a lot of intuitive power that you have, but if you don't channel it into your heart, if you just let it sit in your mind, it can only go so far. Because it's like head, heart, and then it goes into limbs like fire, right? Using it. And I think a lot of people are asking you questions again this month. And a lot of people want answers. I feel this need that people want answers. People want answers. And you're kind of keeping them to yourself because you know it's going to be a process to unfold, and that's fine. But let them know, like, hey, I'm on the process. Like, and know there's certain people that will help you, so don't be afraid to reach out to them either. All right? Your current energy as it relates to all of this, in your head, the Ace of Cups. In your heart, the Hanged Man. And in your foundation, the Knight of Swords. And on the Knight of Swords, we have Journey. So again, or not Journey, excuse me, the Blank Room, Destiny. So there's a need to really, if you want to solidify your, quote, destiny, if you want to solidify your fate, if you want to create waves in your life, you need to speak on them and you need to act on them and you need to let people know this is where I stand. This is what I'm not going to tolerate. This is what I am going to tolerate. There's a deep need to communicate in a way that you are not or have not been. Okay? Again, because there was this like the need to be politically correct or like not hurt anybody's feelings or whatever. But withholding the entire truth does hurt people's feelings. Okay? With the Hanged Man in your heart, I feel that you're like adjusting to allowing emotions to dictate what you do. Because we do have the Ace of Cups in your head. So in your head, you're like, well, I like the idea. Like maybe I'll play with the idea of making love a priority or making a creative venture a priority. Like this, right? Because the Ace of Cups, an ace is always an opportunity. It doesn't solidify, right? Unless we make it solidify. So this is like a potentiality that you're weighing, right? And in your heart, you're like looking at things differently. You're like, is this worth it? So there's a need to look at the emotional matters in your life in a different capacity than you ever have before. There needs to be a different approach. If you always come from the left, you need to come from the right. Okay, you need to change things up. And it's because that is what is going to give you the courage and the, I want to say, aptitude to be able to really deliver the message, whatever that message is. And I feel in some regard it's going to like change your fate. You know what I mean? And I don't say that in like a super definitive way, but this is something that has to do with like the grand scheme of things. It's like almost like the final piece to the puzzle. Excuse me. Mind you, the Hanged Man, he chooses to be suspended. Okay, so this isn't just an ignoring of your feelings now. Now you're actually considering, okay, like where do I stand for real, because people are starting to press me. You know what I mean? Do I want to engage in a creative venture? Do I want to really have work that really matters to me all the time that's emotionally fulfilling? Is my work fulfilling enough, or do I need relationships? You know what I mean? Or do I need hobbies? Where am I at, right? But I can't stress enough that if this is a love thing, do not wait too long. Do not wait too long, especially if you're just worried about making the wrong decision. You need to really feel into that and trust what you're feeling. Trust your gut and go for that, because you may be disappointed that that person wasn't trying to wait around, okay? Spirit's advice for you is the Strength, which Capricorn got this card in the exact same position. Clarified by the Fool. On the Fool, we have the rune Victory. Now, Strength is sometimes a sexual card, right? And also a card about endurance. So, patience is valuable at times, right? We have the Hanged Man here. You already have quite a lot of patience and quite a lot of slow-moving energy, with the exception of this communicative energy here, which I feel like isn't going to really manifest the second half of the month, okay? The Fool has no baggage, right? So I think if you want to successfully break away from a relationship that's been a little bit aggressive, I don't mean aggressive in like an abusive way. I just mean aggressive in like, you know, you guys argue, or it just hasn't been working out. I feel you will successfully do that. If you want a relationship that's just sex and no strings attached, I also think that you can successfully do that, but you need to communicate that. Communicate that, you know, like this could be you're thinking about rekindling something with somebody and you're not really sure how you feel. So you're like, hey, just to be honest, like I really just want to make this sexual for now. But I'm going to further clarify this, because Strength is also a very resilient energy, right? And this is about two energies that are very opposite, right? This can be you and somebody else that's very different, and you needing a fresh start with that, okay? So Spirit, further clarify. Alrighty. We got the Knight of Swords again. Spirit, further clarify the Fool. Further clarify the Fool. Where are you at? Oh, and the Two of Cups. Yeah. You know, some of you may decide to walk away from a relationship that was just sexual. Or you may communicate like aggressively and realize like that's not what you want to do. Or you may decide to bury the hatchet and with the Hierophant here and then take things more seriously. This may be you go from a relationship just being sexual and you're like, I'm sorry, that's what it was. And now I want to take things to the next level. Okay. But you're going to be the one to decide that. Okay. I don't feel this other person really has much to say about it. I think they're waiting on a response from you. But again, I don't think this person's going to wait very long if that's the case. If this is more like work related, the weight is in your hands, Aquarius. You're the one that has to make the calls, and you're the one that has to be the decision maker, okay? Because for whatever reason, okay, however this is manifesting in your life, you're the one that has the power, okay? And there is power in opposites, right? But there's a little bit of a harsh edge to the Knight of Swords, okay? But the Two of Cups is a really nice energy. The Two of Cups are two people that support each other, and know each other. Interesting. We got the Akashic Records, which is a card specific to this deck about past lives. The Five of Swords and the Five of Wands, just like in the outcome. Oh my God, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so this is not for all of you. This is for some of you. Some of you may have past life trauma, okay, where you don't really recognize it, but it's deep, deep in your being, where, and this could be this life, it could have manifested in this life, where maybe one of your old relationships was abusive on a physical level. Even if you're a man, like you could have been with a woman that was physically abusive, or in your past lives, either with this specific person we're talking about or just in general, there was physical pain, physical and verbal pain that was inflicted upon you in your relationships. And that is why you like to stay removed and like to stay like separated from relationships and never really take it to the next level, because you have this belief that it's going to be a fight or an argument, or that even if once you get together, all you're going to do is fight and argue. Okay, there's this feeling here that there's just like, that's all it's ever going to be. Yeah, Six of Cups. And that could be your parents. You know, your parents could have taught you that, or again, you could have had relationships like that where once you made it official, everything went downhill. So you try to keep it light and keep it sexual or keep it, you know, friends or whatever, because you don't want to ruin it. But that's not really what's happening. Okay, and again, in the outcome, we have the Five of Swords with the rune Luck and the Five of Wands. So I have to tell you, luck is not on your side in the sense that if you take no action, allow things to just like play themselves out or like sort themselves out, no, it's not going to work out for you. Because I don't think you're going to have a leg to stand on. Yeah, Ace of Wands, Eight of Cups. Someone's going to be like, well, you gave me every opportunity to move on, or you're going to choose that. You gave me every opportunity to move on. And because, you know, this is just a very, it's just annoying. This is an annoying type of energy. You know, so when it comes to these disagreements you've been having, you can't keep going around in a loop, in a circle with it. You're going to have to finally do something about it and settle it. And again, if you're seeing multiple people or you've been competing for a job or whatever, you have to do something to put your head above the rest, okay? And not allow fear or old memories of heartache and disappointment taint your possibility of having that 10 of Cups, taint your possibility of really being happy. If there's someone in your life that you know, Page of Cups really makes you happy and really makes you feel fulfilled, there's a job or there's a part of your life that you really want to indulge in, don't be afraid of the old, and don't be afraid of saying like, hey, I've had really shitty experiences. Like, you may have talked about it in a very roundabout way, but you need to talk about it in a more direct way. This is the energy of like dancing around the truth. Okay. So yeah, that's crazy. You guys have a lot of competitive energy, a lot of show me what you got energy. And I think it's important that you don't recede from the battlefield, or that you don't use tactics that you know will just shut somebody up. Like, you need to just hash out whatever this is, okay? I know that when I do my best at my job, I will be rewarded in all sorts of ways. I create a good feeling at work. I realize there are laws that govern the universe, and I work with these laws in every area of my life. I don't think I've ever seen this card. So remember that if we're avoidant with our conversational approach to things, that we're going to meet people that are probably the opposite of that, and they're like super aggressive or super forward about it. Or they're avoidant with other things, right? Because like attracts like to an extent, and we also attract our opposites to realize what we don't embody. And it's just important to really, really be present and heart-centered this month, and really be aware of how you're feeling and not check out when it gets real. Because like these roses here, not the most beautiful things in life have thorns. You know, some pain is inevitable when we go for things that we really love and we want to cherish, okay? So Aquarius, I hope that was helpful. It has been real. Talk to you soon. Peace.